この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Orb on the Movements of the Earth, episode 13. And that's an unlucky number, and I think it might be an omen for what is to come. I'll be totally honest with you, I have had a little bit of a struggle getting myself to sit down and watch this episode. We're a week and a day too late for it, and it's been kind of a mix of reasons, to be honest. There's some scheduling things, and I wanted to make sure that I was all awake and good to go for it, and ready and able to take it all in. But I also am reluctant. I don't really want to see what happens next. I need to. It's true. It's real. It's happening. It's going to happen whether I watch it or not in some way. But I've got this sort of irrational sense that if I don't open that door, I won't see what's going on behind it, and I won't have to know, and I won't have to grapple with what really is about to happen. But it is, and to leave it uncertain, unknown, would probably be worse in some way, because I want this story to keep going. I want the sacrifices that I think are inevitable to happen, because that's the story that we're telling. That's the idea that we're presenting here, is the idea that ideas cannot be killed, V for Vendetta style. You can kill a man, you could take everything away from him, but you can't kill his ideas. Not if they've been shared, not if they're out there in the world. And that's the setup that we have, kind of, once again. Oxy has decided to stay behind and buy time. For Bedeni, yes, but more than that, for the fire, for the torch, for the flame, for the tree. To keep growing, to keep burning, to keep rippling outward. So Oxy has taken his stand, and he's faced off against this terrifying Inquisitor and his batch of kind of mediocre Inquisitors, has defeated a number of them, and is left face to face across the field with a man who is a real fighter, who is not a pushover, and who is something like the faithless, demonic face of the church in this story. He's the enemy, and yet there's something about him that's respectable, that requires us to give him at least that bit of respect, that he is quite competent at what he does. But with that competence comes just greater fear, because what he does is bring terror to you. And he's brought it to us. So now Bedeni is going to flee, and Oxy is going to stay behind. I don't know if there's hope for him, for Oxy. Not in the sort of material way. I don't think that his body will survive the week, if you will. But his mind, his spirit, his soul? Well, the episode is titled Freedom. And I think that's what Oxy is going to achieve over the course of this episode. What will it cost? Maybe it'll cost everything. Maybe that's worth it. He's the only one who could say. So, we prepare to watch episode 13 of Orb on the Movements of the Earth, and I have that feeling like I have in Mushoku Tensei when I know a turning point is coming. I know that we're going to experience some tragedy, and my curiosity moving forward is whether it can be really, really effectively as it has been done before, and maybe hopefully more, because I care more this time, I think. Can it be really effectively shown to us as part of the process, as part of the bridge building out into the future, as part of laying yourself down to become a plank in that ongoing path, as part of being the rope that stretches across the abyss? Will Oxy take on his mentor Grass's attitude at the end? And will he achieve what he's kind of been seeking this whole time? A certainty, a faith, a satisfaction that his life has been lived well with purpose. I think so. I can't see this story bait and switching us on this point. I think that the buildup has been such that if there were any like inconsistencies with the way that this plays out, it would really nuke the core themes of the story. So my functional, like, what I'm running with is that Oxy dies by the end of this episode, or is imprisoned, or whatever, right? Is taken out of the story in so many ways. Maybe torturously, maybe horribly, but he does so looking up at the light that Rafal was looking at, that Hubert was looking at, that we've all been looking at. And in that moment, we know, we the audience know, that Oxy has achieved that thing that was outside of his grasp for so long. That satisfaction, that belief, that purpose in death. It's a tragedy, but it could be a lot more than that. And where it becomes a lot more than that is where the thematic magic, the alchemy of turning hopelessness and this destructive faith, this disbelief in goodness, into something hopeful. Reality is out there, and we're a part of it, and this planet is a part of it, and heaven and earth are all unified by one grand principle, by truth, by reality. And in accepting that reality, we can accept that there are parts of our world that aren't fair, that are unjust, and discern that that's what we have to fight against, that we're going to bring the truth further into the future, and that might cost our lives. It might cost more than that. It's a price that Oxy, I think, is willing to pay. Maybe Bedeni will be willing to pay it sometime in the future. I don't know. But that's our setup. That's what we're facing down. And as reluctant as I am, I'm going to open the door and step through it and see what's happening on the other side. Before I do, I have a drawing to draw. So let me do that. I came across an odd analogy just earlier today. I was morning doom scrolling, if you will, and passed by like a vague post, basically. It was just a girl standing there, and there were a bunch of like mashed together montaged images of fig trees and figs, and I had no idea what it was, but the thing said something along the lines of like, when you experience the fig tree analogy firsthand. I was like, I don't know what that is. What's that? Fig tree analogy. So I Googled it and I looked it up, and it's an analogy from Sylvia Plath's The Bell Jar about a fig tree. And it presents a woman staring up at a beautiful fig tree covered in gorgeous, ripe, purpley figs. And examining the figs, she looks at them and she's not sure which one to reach out and grab. Each of the branches goes out and becomes like a path, and each leads to a beautiful, ripe, delicious fig. And this woman, looking at this tree, can't decide. She's overwhelmed. She can't decide which fig she wants to grab. And so she sits there contemplating and thinking about it until all of the fig trees overripen and rot and fall off the tree and die. And the woman is left hungry and unfulfilled. This is an analogy that I'm going to bring up again when we get to Mob Psycho, because I think it fits the core themes that we're dealing with there really effectively. The idea is that your life presents lots of paths to you, and it can be easy to avoid choosing a particular path because it's scary to. If you choose one path, you don't choose any of the others. You lose the ability to, like, to have that abundance, that bounty of choice that is looking up at the big untouched fig tree. But if you don't ever choose, then you're left with nothing. You're left hungry. So it's an analogy about making choices in life and letting them slip by because you don't want to deal with that loss, yeah? And the lesson, Plath's lesson, is that you should choose. You should, there's no right fig, right? And you spend all this time trying to find the precise, perfect, right fig. You waste all your time. You end up with nothing. The road to satisfaction, says Plath, is in choosing anything and choosing it wholeheartedly without regrets. As I'm drawing this branch here, I just felt like bringing that up. I've never really drawn like a branch like this. Just straight up have never done this. So I'm just kind of messing around, hoping that these leaf structures end up looking kind of good. Okay, and then I want one of these, and I have no idea how I'm gonna make it happen. Okay, I feel like that's pretty. Now the important part goes right here. Okay, I think that's done. This is a pear branch, and that's the pear of anguish, and that's basically the idea that I had. In my mind, the tree is the same tree that we talk about in metaphor, the tree that you plant for future generations to sit beneath. And in this case, it's a fruit tree, a pear tree, right? So you're planting something that blooms and brings fruit to the world, but it's not fruit, it's the pear of anguish. It's pain. All right, we can avoid it no longer. Let's open the door, step over the threshold, and face the future without flinching alongside Oxy. Here we go for episode 13 of Orb on the Movements of the Earth. I've got it up and ready to go. There will be 2 versions, picture-in-picture in the description, timer on YouTube, early access on the Patreon, beep beep timer to count you down. Let's watch some Orb. Okay, here we are. Good answer. Shit. Death comes. Yep, we've been here before. Oh my god! Straight through the arm! That's one way to get his sword. Happy to. This is going way better than I expect. Fuck, is one of them alive? Oh, Jesus. Oh, fuck. Oh, double fuck. Hey, that's good, no torture. Oh man, that is not how I thought this was gonna go. I don't know how I thought it was gonna go, but this is not it. No, I'm sorry. I want him to be alive also, but no. Fuck. I have so much emotion about this. And I don't necessarily have the words to put onto it. It's just a lot. I'm strange. I don't normally feel this, but I feel it in my chest. I feel like a weight and a pressure. Mm. Are we in past? Talk. Yeah. But it's dream. Got this misty. His whole life, yeah. But this is the dream. Hmm. He is a figment of your dream. Hopefully, this isn't happening mid interrogation. Oh, it's the scene from the OP. But it's sort of ethereal. It's like not a real place. Yeah, this tower can't be like this. Of course it is. Oh. Our striving toward godhood, reaching up toward the heavens. Okay. We will know all. We will look down upon the earth. Yeah, isn't this an affront to God? Ah, it's inevitable. Wow, we're in the mystical, like, we're fully into metaphysics now. Hmm. Do tell. Freedom. The title. Is it? It could be. But what is the thing that we desire, old man? Yeah. You. Huh. Okay. They've treated him and kept him alive. Joy of joys. Great. That means Bedeni's had a week. They haven't caught him, have they? Oh, we want your info, dude. We want to know who you're working with. Great. Don't worry about that. I'm an expert. You won't die while I'm working on you. And killed a few of you. Not scared, Novak? Not worried he's gonna jump out of bed at you? I would be. So. Zuto. Ah, why do they do this? Why do they fight for this thing that doesn't matter? Yeah. Dude, Novak is vulnerable. Novak is vulnerable because he doesn't believe. He knows it's not. Some of them really believe. Ah. They exist because that's the label that the church puts on them. It's not a mistake. Will he have the answer now? Ah. And we've lost the chance. Okay. Yeah, that does seem a little imbalanced. But just because you believe the opposite, you're gonna kill me, so. Oh. They were fools. They weren't ready. They were fools. Let's get to it. Well, we'll find out, won't we? But any? Holy shit. Oh. Oh. Karam, give me a Danny. Don't be an asshole, Danny. Please don't be an asshole. God fucking damn it. I knew it. He did. I hate that. I really hate that. I think Bedenny's about to get punched in the face. Yeah, they'll just torture you anyway. Dude, no, there's no out. There's no out. The pain's incoming and there's nothing that you can do to stop it. There's no truth you can give up. No, that's just the starting point, man. Against pain. Hmm. What a little intricate movement. Other people. He's so matter of fact about all of it. Doesn't matter. The pain's the point. Doesn't matter. Oh, fuck. Against who? Not Badani. Ah, fuck. And we're gonna torture Oxy. I don't think that's gonna work. Let the play begin. I really hoped. It's a big stick. Yeah. There's gonna be suffering either way, man. No? Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Nope. Well, we're skipping through the actual just to the beatings. It's harsh. Yeah, it's Yolenta. That's the real wrinkle, man. But he won't actually give her up. Oh, the warm-up's done, is it? Oh, now comes the stuff you want to know? Okay. I want to know what he wants to know. Yolenta? Oh, I don't understand. I'm scared. Oh, he's gonna go even more Iron Fist? Is he thinking about Rafal? I think so. And that's the connecting point. Yes, it did. It was passed down. So he's got this, like, wrapped up, he blames himself for this continuing kind of thing. Oh, no, dude. Do they? We face the nightmare. They're not leaving here alive. There's that shit. There we go, Beneni. It's true, too. That's all that's left. Is it? I don't know if this will satisfy him or enrage him. You're gonna argue that front? That's fucking smart. It's stupid as hell, but it's really smart. It's so dumb, Badeni. But that's so smart. He is damn terrifying, man. Hmm. I agree in many ways. Uh-oh. He's going for a bigger tool. He doesn't care. Here we go. Oh, okay. Baseless, so we'll find a basis then. Okay, there goes episode 13. I think this was very compelling. It was hard to watch at points, but there are a bunch of things in here that I think are done really excellently. So I'm going to take a little bit of time to highlight a few of those, and then we're going to jump into the next episode because I don't want to leave this hanging for another week. And also to make up for the little bit of a gap that we had before, keep us caught up, yeah? So, things that I think are really effective in this episode. The one that stands out above them all was one that I didn't like the first time it ran through, sort of. I just wasn't quite sure about it. And then it happened a second time. I was like, oh man, this really works. Is this sequence. We put Oxy in the chair, we put bruises on him, we show the stick, and then he asks a question. The stick has more blood on it, and Oxy is more bloodied. Whoa! Something about that I think is really effective. I can see it playing out in the manga panels, and it's just really concise. It skips over anything that would be like difficult to show on screen. It skips over the details of it and just hits us with the impact of the thing. I think it's great. I think it works really fucking well. The other one is all of this conversational buildup to the reveal that Badeni is here and this sort of loss of hope that comes with it. Because the whole premise that I even said going into this is Oxy's going to stay behind and buy time. And there's a tragedy here, but it's a tragedy with a silver lining. The silver lining is that the work goes on, the research is saved, Badeni survives and escapes. Oxy sacrifices himself to stay behind and buy time, and the thing goes on, right? He saves the tree, he saves the fire, and he doesn't because that part is caught up in it as well. And so the question is really like, with Oxy's book burned, not placed back on the mountain, with all the research burned, And the one book that Bedeni had taken by the Inquisitors, outside of Yolenta, is there anybody who knows that this is going on? Is there any evidence? Is there anything written down? I'm not sure at this point. I'm not sure, and I'm in the state where I'm not sure if Bedeni has completely told the truth in this moment. I'm just not sure if there's hope for heliocentrism coming through this lineage being passed down. It seems as though the fire is under great threat of going out. And that's really scary. And this moment of like when he brings Bedeni in and says, no, you're the bait, like you're the one that we're going to torture in order to get him to talk. Oh, it's a total loss. It's like, it's complete defeat. And then there's the dream sequence, which is ethereal and sort of metaphysical and kind of inexplicable and really beautiful by those notes. And then really interesting because of what it says about the church and what it says about humanity building this Tower of Babel adjacent, right? But it doesn't seem like it's quite that. It's this tower. Each one is like a single room, and they're stacked on top of each other endlessly, it feels. And we're trying to reach heaven, yeah? This is human achievement stacked on top of human achievement, stacked on top of human achievement. And one day, all the things that we can't quite grasp, can't quite believe, will become clear to us because we will look at them from an up-high perspective, and we will be able to see as God would see, and see everything. I think it's a brilliant idea, but what really works for me is the visual for it. The clouds, this strange tower, it doesn't feel right. Each layer is like a copy of the last. It's not a real building. It can't be. Don't be silly, it's the tower. Soon it will reach the heavens. We will reach the heavens with this tower that we're building. What a beautiful little metaphor, little idea. And then this priest character who's been this echoing voice of like doubt and has created uncertainty in Oxy this whole time, instead prompts him, pokes at him and says, yeah, you've been fighting for it for this surface level reason that you've got consciously, but underneath that, unconsciously, what are you really striving for? What is the grand ideal? And the word that we come to is, in fact, the title of the episode, freedom. That's what you're searching for. That's what you're hunting for. And he says something else that stood out as really interesting. He says it's like something innate. It's something that all humans seek after. I want to find that line. A servant of that ideal, but not mindful of it. You believe it will be something you'll never have, and yet humans naturally long for it. It's kind of like a riddle, yeah? We are built to desire such a thing, and that desire is one of the few things that I believe is worthy of respect. So this priest character, so strange coming from him, but he speaks into Oxy's unconscious from his own unconscious, right? Because we're in his dream. It's the same reason that he like poked at him and he said like you've been studying something or you've been researching something. He's like, how do you know that? That's impossible. But it's his own mind speaking to him just with the voice of authority. And it's his own mind, I think, telling him what you desire is something you need to answer. And he does. He comes to a conclusion. A strong will to live. Ah, this moment that to me reads as doubt. It reads as a crack in Novak's armor. This question, why do they keep coming? Why do they keep emerging? Because the reasons that he has, the reasons that he's been given by the church, devils are taking over them, it's demonic possession, stuff like that. He's been up face to face with these people. He knows those aren't true. He knows that doesn't work. It doesn't match up. And in that space, that question, I think the real answer is because they're seeking the truth, right? Because an oppressed people squeezes out the sides. Because when you put walls in front of answers, humans strive to climb over those walls because we seek freedom. It's innate in us. Hmm. 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 Why do you heretics exist? What did you seek? We get this ethereal scene like we've had before on deathbeds, standing across each other on fields. We have another character say something that's, I don't know, it's enough that it could rock Novak. It doesn't, but we keep doing things that should rock Novak or could. I wonder if that's where we're going with this. If at some critical point in the future, Novak is going to choose something completely unexpected to us, the audience, and make a change. Maybe because it involves his daughter, maybe something else, maybe he becomes convinced. I don't know. But as somebody who is fundamentally faithless, I really don't believe that Novak believes in anything. This search for freedom, I think, is more compelling than his current modus operandi. I guess I'll never understand. Without a code of law, we're no different from beasts, but if we can't question that code, we're also no different from beasts. Okay. Just because you believe that the sun is the center of the universe, you killed 3 of my men. Well, just because I believe that the sun is the center of the universe, you brought 3 of your men to come and attack me and drag me here and torture me and destroy all my research. So I think that my response was actually, reasonable, yeah? But you can see how, in, bully logic, it's flipped the other way. Talk about blind faith. He tried not to kill them. There's nothing more to say because I don't know anything. Yeah, but that's not the way torture works. And Bedeni knows that going in and says it very clearly. We've thrown everything away, we've burned everything, and yet, if we say that to the torturers, they're just going to keep torturing us. So, what do we do, Bedeni? How do we get out of it? What's the magic words that we say? There aren't any. We accept our fates. If we're there and we're stuck in the Inquisition chair, we're gonna die. And it's gonna be exceedingly painful until we do. And there's nothing we can do about it. That's horror. That's terror. I've got an aside. I've mentioned before that I've thought about stuff like this, but since Orb, I've thought about it more, not in a pleasant way, but I've thought about man, how do you deal with that if you're being literally tortured? Having your fingernails pulled out, having bamboo skewers shoved up under them, whatever it is, being flayed, being burned from your feet up, whatever it is, right? Just the unfathomable pain and the complete loss of hope, lack of relief. What do you do except hope that you pass out, pray for death? I don't know. I've thought it through, and I find myself sometimes falling asleep sort of musing on this. And it scares the shit out of me. I mean, really fucking scares the shit out of me. There are only a couple of things that really genuinely terrify me. Full body paralysis is one of them, and being genuinely tortured by somebody malicious is another. You know, I did some reading about American enhanced interrogation techniques, and the humiliation and embarrassment and horror of it, and reading through those things, thinking to myself, having this inkling of a thought that's oh, I could just remove my mind from this space and be okay, and I would survive it and come out the other side as the same person. And then taking a step back and recognizing that that is not true, that I'd be fucked, that I would fall apart. And that's really scary. That's really scary. Human-caused torture is one of the most horrifying things, period. Creatures that know what another creature can feel and the extent of the pain that they can experience and then utilizes that against them. I hate it. I really don't like it. So here we have Bedeni's very flat answer. Accept the nightmare that we're facing. It's all we can do. So here we are, accepting the nightmare. I owe you thanks. I've been negligent in my work. I wonder what this will spin up into for Novak. Like a crackdown? Making an example of these two, maybe? Maybe many things. I don't know. It's not gonna be good. Okay. I'm not gonna break down the whole of the episode. I just wanted to highlight the pieces that I really wanted to highlight. Let's watch the next one. Okay, Orb 14 and the Pair of Anguish is out. Beep beep timer. Oh, he's turned to asking Badani. He did burn them, though. It's not the point. Hmm. The point is for this to be insufferable. That's right. That's a piece of it. Ooh, the other priests. This might have an impact. This is a good play. I don't think it'll work because he has so much authority. Not Oxy's eyes. Of course it'll be Oxy's eyes. That sucked. That sucked. The interchurch stuff where people under Novak don't agree with him. I don't think it's enough to save us right now, but it's something. I'm grasping for anything, for any way for these boys to get out of here, man. I don't see it. I just don't see it. The title of this episode is Tonight's Sky, which makes me think bound to stakes waiting for their deaths, looking up at the sky. And that can't happen if Oxy's blinded. I don't know, man. I don't know where we're going. That's right, it's not. I mean, I don't know. What can you say? I don't think there's anything that Bedeni can say. Yeah, he's been here before. Bedeni? No. No. Sure. Oh, I don't think so, buddy. I don't think so. I know how many episodes there are. He didn't throw the chest. He didn't burn on any of it. Ha! You fucking liar. Yeah. And now you found it. Damn it, Bedeni. There's a boy. Yeah. Doing my boy Ruff all dirty. Yeah, little genius. Huh. That's a cool idea. Only an idiot kid would do something this crazy. Oh. Hi, buddy. He's been sewed up. We're alive. For now. Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't burn it in the first place. Your eyes. He knows. Yeah. Super surreal. They're getting to face it with a certain degree of dignity. Hmm. Ah. Yeah, what is that backup plan? Is it Yolanda? The writing will be reproduced? Yours? The book? How? Yeah, I don't understand. Right. So you got the novelization version, but it points in the direction. Huh. But he burned the book, so who has a copy? Who has... It's gotta be Olenta. But history will remember us. History won't find it meaningless. Okay. Are we on stakes? Oh, we're hanging? Well. That's not 0. Hmm. Hmm. Chills. Tonight's sky. To the stars. A journey to see those stars clearly. And it comes to an end. Oh. They made it to the heavens, huh? Oh my god, that's gonna make me cry. Holy shit, that little stupid thing, that's so dumb. That's so, like, Disney level dumb. And it got me right in the center of the chest. Fuck. Okay, we're back to these boys. Not to question why. Ours is but to do and die, huh? Hi, Yolenta! What are you getting to work doing? Yes? I'm a little worried. And now she knows. Uh-oh. But Novak isn't leading it. They're being trusted to do this on their own? Uh-oh. We just need to find out that you weren't involved, right? Yeah, but how good a liar are you, Yolenta? Uh-oh. We were just friends. Do they have evidence? Could never. Yeah. Okay. I thought it was gonna be Novak opening the door. Hi, Antoni. They're enemies, right? What? She's a witch. Oh. And we're gonna do this outside of Novak's jurisdiction, right? Without letting him know. This is Antony making a play against Novak. This is Antony making a play against Novak. We're in politics now. Whoa. Whoa. Things just got complicated. The story goes on. They're all guilty. Again, the money. Go talk to Novak, dog. Y'all gotta talk to Novak. You're being manipulated by a dude in power. It feels like there's no other way. They're gonna sit Yolenta down and start to torture her. How is that gonna go? Brown haired guy is not gonna do it. Those were given to her by Novak. He's going for fingernails. Of course you say that. Oh, teeth. Great. Don't argue. It's not going to work. See, there's the devil in you speaking. Come on, pull the teeth. Easy peasy, this is what you do. Oh, he's gonna do it himself. We better have an interruption here. Oh my gourd, we're just smashing into it. He's bad at this. He's like bad at this. Anthony. Man, if we needed a villain, I thought Novak was all we needed. He's much worse. You do not have to do this, y'all. Oh, the animation's really close. Y'all are weak at this shit. I mean, I don't blame you. I would not be able to do this either, but... Go over here. Okay. Okay. Blowing himself up. Isn't he like the son of the bishop or something? He wants it. It's a power play. Oh, it's for noble reasons, not for ambition. Yo, tell him what you just heard. He's gonna let her go. Let's go, brown hair boy. Let's go, brown hair boy. He's gonna cut her free. Get the fuck out of here. Is he gonna end up on the run too? That would be crazy. We turned Inquisitor Boy into like a real character? Hippity hoppity on the horse. You're gonna get killed, dude. Hmm. 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 What a twist. What a turn. Suddenly we're doing church politics. Like, maneuvering and stuff. It's like we close the chapter on Bedeni and Oxy, but then a new, more interesting chapter opens. And on it goes. Oh my gosh, the play to have Yolenta tortured behind Novak's back to implicate him as like related to heretics and stuff to make a power play is crazy. That's really smart. I feel like that's good writing. I feel like it's clever. But where is the copy of Oxy's book? How is that going to get out there somewhere if Beneni burned it? That's the one wrinkle that I don't have unwrinkled. Okay, and there is the end of episode 14. This episode is split pretty much right down the middle, with the end of Oxy and Bedeni happening at about the 13-minute mark, and then the next 10 minutes being devoted to the back half Yolenta stuff. That transition feels really fluid. It feels reasonable. It feels right, which is striking to me because it's like the end of a big chapter. It feels like it should be more jarring, but something about the flow that we've established, the willingness to jump from generation to generation, makes it feel really coherent in a strange way. It's kind of like JoJo's. You get into a new JoJo's part and it doesn't feel strange because it's JoJo's. It's the way it works. It's just the next part. So the story goes on. Watching torture is always going to be tough. I think this does a really good job of it. It's when we threaten the eyes that it really becomes real, almost. Where Bedeni has felt that pain before. And then there's this layer of it. It's like he wants him to still be able to see. And it's necessary for our story that he's able to see the stars at the end. So by protecting his eyes, Bedeni protects his access to hope, almost, right? His ability to see the heavens is part of what gives Oxy hope. And he also prevents him from going through the same pain that Bedeni experienced being blinded by the church himself. So it's like multiple layers of things coming together. When we put this together, the first thought that he has is of Oxy wanting to see for that first time. And now he's going to have that taken away from him, and that's when Bedeni speaks. It's a lie. They're preserved. They're still in the stone chest, and they are. Wow. Wow. So, we've talked about this a couple of times. Bedeni has explicitly and emphatically stated that he will not save the materials of any of his predecessors. He wants nobody else's name attached to this stuff. And we've been wondering over and over throughout, will something change at the end such that that is not true, such that he becomes more aligned with this passing the torch sort of idea? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes. At the end, he lies. He does not go and burn the chest. He leaves it for future generations. And at the very end, he did burn all of his materials, all the other stuff, and he burned Oxy's book, but he believes somehow, in a way that I'm still unclear of, that that book will resurface and inspire the future. We've finally reached the end, says Novak, and it's so laden with obvious irony, right? Because we're like at the midpoint of the show. The show goes on. This story does not end here. Heliocentrism is not dead here. So you're wrong, Novak. You are wrong. Here are the pieces. Glad you're a conventional thinker. He poisoned himself to death to protect it. And Bedeni gets to find out in this last day of his life just a little bit of information about the person who came before him, about his predecessor. And he's fascinated by it. He finds it amazing and shocked that this was a 12-year-old. And then, in the same note, unsurprised. He says only a 12-year-old would be able to move the earth, be able to step beyond the boundaries, to not be locked in. I think that's beautiful. This idea that it takes a child's imagination, a child's willingness to go against the grain, to grow in a way that's not aligned with the rest of the forest, right? Only a child could do that. I think that's beautiful. I think it's amazing. He threw his entire life away for the sake of some ridiculous belief. This other line that Novak throws out is like, he was largely the same as you and all the other heretics. All of you, you're all the same. What set him apart was that he was 12 years old. It makes sense. Only a 12-year-old would dare to move the world. It takes that willingness. It sucks to see him like this. I think they did a good job with it. I don't know how those wounds would look day after, but damn. Yeah, I'm as surprised as you. Yeah. We're gonna die anyway. Who cares about my eyes? You don't get it. Do you have any idea how painful that is? But that doesn't even ring completely true. It's more than that. Like, I can taste it. I can taste that it's more than what Bedeni is saying. It's like his excuses. I wanted to save you this great pain of getting your eyes, harmed. That's more than that. So they put on their ritual gear. Here is the surreal experience of facing down our own deaths. Our strange days are coming to an end. He was 12. And that means the unexpected can happen. So heliocentrism is not dead. And the backup plan continues. There's no certainty. It's all luck. But it's not my writing that will carry on. It's yours. Huh? But how? But why? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm really curious what this is going to be. What this backup plan is going to be. If that alone survives, the rest will take care of itself. But it won't benefit you. And I love Bedeni's voice actor here. Yeah, you're fucking goddamn right. It's not going to help me at all. But there is a realm that won't deem it useless. History. He was given the key by Piast, and something about that convinced him, or added to the layers of things that have convinced him. People passing things down, it matters. History. It's time. So we are condemned, sullied by heretical research. What do you think the chances are? Very low. Well, that's not zero. So hope continues. We are standing at the entrance to hell, and his eyes are down at the trapdoor, and Oxy says, no, it's an entrance, but it's the entrance to the heavens. We keep our eyes looked up at the sky. Tonight's sky is definitely beautiful. And it is. And then the whole tone changes. Bedeni has this little smile. He's got a clarity to his eyes that wasn't there, too. We pray that you be granted penance, but our characters do not seek penance. They are already forgiven, yeah? The sky welcomes them. History needs them. We move through all this montage. Gaze up at the sky. See it for one more time. And then the ropes snap, and it's over. We hold this moment for just a little while. Go ahead and burn them. Pull up to the sky, and 2 shooting stars cross by. I hate this sappy bullshit. I hate this sappy-ass supernatural mysticism bullshit. They're just human beings that just die. Their spirits don't go up to the sky and become shooting stars. It's just thematically allegorical bullshit, and I hate it. And it makes me cry. It made me cry. It made me feel feelings, and I hate it. I don't want to feel the feelings. No, I think it's great. I do think it's kind of sappy bullshit, but the proof is in the pudding. When it lands, it lands. When it works, it works. A thing like this it's a little bit silly. And if it were not so sincere, if we were not playing a game with such great stakes, where the heavens themselves are like a player in the game, if we were not experiencing like dream sequences with towers stretching up to the heavens, then some of these more metaphorical things would be silly because it's otherwise a grounded show. But because the stakes are so great, and because we're dealing with heroic legends, kind of, to have them planted up in the skies, right? Passing through just for an instant, have us see it, and have this sort of like recognition by the universe that what they're doing is right. It brought tears to my eyes. Like, I cannot deny that it had an emotional impact on me, and that emotional impact is absolutely in no way affected by the fact that I think it's dumb. And I do think it's dumb. I want to be clear. I'm half joking here, but I do really think it's dumb in a super grounded story to have something kind of supernaturally like this happen. And yet it whomps me. It absolutely smacks me in the chest and hits me in the feels. I can't deny it. I cannot deny that it works. I wish I could. I want to be like, grr, it's dumb. It's dumb, but it works, so it's not dumb. It's kind of awesome. What do you think faith is? Well, it's doctrine and scripture. But this is like a core fundamental internal question, right? What is it actually? We spend our days inflicting pain. Yeah, but they're evil, so that's good. Okay, but why is my heart so heavy? What is faith? The answer that he'll come to is a way of life. It's a way of being. That's what faith is. It's how you act. And the implication is that the way that I'm acting right now is not in accordance with faith, right? That's what I'm taking from it. Blonde boy doesn't really seem to care. He's willing to go along with things. So this becomes a pretty interesting conversation. She finds out from them that her father is an inquisitor. Holy shit. And then sits her down to have a little conversation. No worries. We were just wondering. Of course there wouldn't be anything going on. And they really aren't terribly suspicious of her. I don't know anything. Did they ever ask for your help? No, for sure. Well, okay, we're going to let her go. And they are going to let her go until Antony shows up, hops in, and gives them some very specific orders. Oh, you fools! Prepare her for torture. Just because she started trying to be a scholar, that's suspicious. There's obviously something funky about this. It's a demon possessing her, or she's a witch, or something. What really matters is she's Novak's daughter, and eliminating her and implicating her as a heretic means taking his standing down a notch. So now we introduce a conniving, scheming... We introduced him a couple episodes ago. We were pretty clear cut on it. He is against Novak. He's very focused on church finances and material power. That's the sense that I get, is that he's not a man of faith. He is a man of material power and politicking. And he's deeply involved in church politics, and he wants Novak out. He's complained no less than 3 times about the cost of training new inquisitors and keeping the Inquisition going, but he's happy to use it as a tool when it benefits him. This is a real scumbag. Novak is a faithless man, a monster acting in accordance with the church. But this guy, this is worse. This is someone who sees the faith structure of the church as an opportunity for manipulation, who sees victims and people he can use within this organization, and he's not afraid to. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh yes, you refused to torture one. Unbelievable, you useless people. And then this scene, it feels like the whole building is really imposing on them. And then he's talking in these big terms about, like, you have to think, what impressions do your words and actions leave with people, and what effect will that happen on your future? This is a threat, right? It's subtle, but it's a threat. It's like, if you keep doing stuff that isn't following orders and doing exactly what you're supposed to as an inquisitor, your future is in jeopardy. It's exactly what he's saying. Okay, time to tie you up and pull your teeth out. So Yolenta leaves this room with 2 teeth missing. Fuck, man. I hate that. Women like to chatter. He's just going off rumor and bullshit, but he doesn't need justification, really. And then he goes in and does it himself. I think this is clever writing. They're reluctant to do it, so our bad guy walks over and yanks one of her teeth out. Is like, see? I've shown you how to do it. Finish the job. Oh, I wonder who's evil in this scene. Like, blonde guy is bystander effecty, right? Like, he's just going along with it, and therefore I'd say he is like, I'd implicate him. I'm forgetting what the word is. It's not accomplice, but I'd implicate him. Can I just say that the drawing of the teeth is really intricate, and the second one is too. It makes this land and hurt. It's cringy. It's hard to watch. There, I took the first step for you. Kids these days are too spoiled. And then he immediately beelines off to congratulate himself to all his political allies for, like, haha, we're totally gonna get rid of Novak. We have our orders. We have to obey. No, you don't. She looks at him with those eyes, and he can't... Okay, so he actually just 1 tooth missing. He can't do it. He's looking at the face of a girl, and he can't do it. Let's use the thumb screw. I don't want to see her face. So we overhear the scheme, the plot, and brown-haired boy, our brunette hero, saves Yolenta and runs her out to the outside. I will say, I really like this sort of CG running through the halls thing. Anybody have that screensaver for like Windows 97 where it's like a maze thing that you navigate? I loved that when I was a little kid. I would sit there and just watch it. Just watch it and pretend I was playing a game. I think there is a game that's very similar to it where you're like navigating a maze thing and it's something. But I remember that I would just sit and watch the maze navigation screensaver for way too long. Man, the things that entertained me when I was a child. Now it's like I can't do anything for 5 minutes without being like, where's my phone? I have to check for new messages. It's a cool scene. And we're out and we're free. I can't let them kill you. I'm sure they'll understand. No, but if you go to Novak, you might have a chance. Why are you doing this? What do you think faith is? I think the answer under the surface is, why are you doing this? Because this isn't right. Because I've been told that doing this is executing my faith, and it's not right. Because if it's a way of life, the way I'm living right now isn't in accord with my own. Yeah? This is an interesting moment. I wonder if it will blossom in any interesting directions for this character. It'd be really cool if we had brown-haired boy become a real character. I thought they were kind of going to run away together because there's no way that he goes back and doesn't get tortured for letting her go, right? He's screwed. Fuck, man. This was a whirlwind of emotions, like a lot of feelings here. It's tragic, but it ends hopeful. We lose, and yet the future holds opportunity. So we'll leave it here, with Yolenta riding off into the sunset, with Bedeni and Oxy dead and burned. Who carries the torch? That's the question now. Who has the information? Who has the drive? Who has that fire in them? Is it in Yolenta? Is she the only one? Or will we open next episode to experience a totally new ED with new characters that we've never met and carry this story on into a future generation? I don't know. I'm excited to see where it goes from here and how this ember sparks up once more. Goodbye, Oxy. Goodbye, Bedeni. You've been pretty awesome characters. I've really enjoyed this portion of the story. We'll have to see where it goes next time. Thanks for watching alongside me. Hope to catch you next week for the next one. Much love. Peace.